Laura Woodward was Florida's most important 19th century woman artist, and one of the earliest and greatest publicists of our state's image as a tropical paradise. She was born in Mount Hope in Orange County, New York on March 18, 1834, and by the early 1870s, she was a professional artist living in New York City.
Woodward was a professional artist trained in the Hudson River School tradition, which espoused realistically painting nature. So her paintings are almost like color photographs, and they coincide with historical photographs of the same location.
Following the blizzard of 1888, Woodward moved south to St. Augustine, where she would find a patron in Henry Flagler. We know he was a big fan of Laura Woodward, who also understood the power of the publicity her paintings were generating for the region.
Laura Woodward was not content to just stay in St. Augustine. She was always pursuing new areas to paint, so she started to travel all around Florida. She went to tropical locations and brought her paintings back to the Ponce de Leon and sold them to the tourists, who took them back to New York, Chicago, even as far as Tacoma, Washington. Now these society people had society friends who looked at the art and thought, wow, that's a beautiful place, and they became potential tourists.
By 1889, Woodward wanted to leave St. Augustine for more tropical environments to paint, so she traveled throughout Florida searching for exotic plants and flowers. She was told of how beautiful Palm Beach was, and made the arduous trip south to discover the true tropical foliage she was longing for.
I found the semi-tropical foliage of which I had dreamed. It was the most beautiful place I had ever seen.
Woodward used her paintings to convince Henry Flagler that Palm Beach should be developed as a resort. He listened and bought property in the locations depicted in her paintings. When Flagler was constructing his Palm Beach Hotel Royal Poinciana, he established a studio for Woodward. His newspapers also credited her work for publicizing the allure of the east coast of Florida to the entire nation. Although she often visited New York and other various parts of Florida, Woodward made Palm Beach her home from 1893 to 1926, when, at the age of 92, it was necessary for her to move to St. Cloud with her caregivers. She died shortly thereafter on May 9, 1926. Her important role in the development of Florida is now taught in history classes across the state. Laura Woodward's inspired dedication to the Florida landscape and her legacy as a tireless advocate for women artists in this country survive her.